Ladies, gentlemen, you're going to see why I don't take most women with PhDs in the social sciences seriously. They be giving these PhDs to anybody these days, but they're going to display a statistic that we already know in the manosphere or in the RP space. We already know about this statistic, right? Most men are single, most women are not, right? 63%, 60 plus percent of young men are single, 30% of women are not, right? Or somewhere around that. Now, to interpret that data, it's very simple. Women are sharing the same men. They're dating the same men, and they know it or they don't know it, right? But listen to how this so-called relationship expert, because that's what it says in her Instagram bio, look at how she interprets that data. Oh man.
Caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
In 2023, the Pew Research Center released some data that showed that 63% of men between the ages of 18 and 29 were single. And that was compared to 30% of women ages 18 to 29 who were single. And all of this news coverage and all of the TikToks reporting on this content and all of the news articles written about this content forget one very specific reason for this.
So let's hear what she thinks her reasoning behind women going after the top percentage men, or just women sharing most of the dudes, right? Let's sorry, most of the dudes that are sexually active. Let's see her reasoning behind this. Apparently she thinks it's a political reason.
Very specific reason for this. 71% of Democratic daters wouldn't consider being in a relationship with a Trump voter, and 43% of Democratic daters wouldn't consider being in a relationship with anyone who identifies as being Republican. Keeping in mind that these data come from April of 2020, and a lot has happened in the time since April of 2020.
You really think that's the reason, miss? Or maybe we're starting to see an uptick of women so-called raising their standards and women saying he needs to match me or make more than me. Or you could point to these dating app statistics where women are saying they only find 10% of the men attractive on there, and the rest of the men they deem below average. How about that? No, she's going to talk about, because men are more conservative now and women are more liberal now, and liberal women are refusing to date Stop. Oh my goodness, man. I can't believe, like, when you see a statistic like 30% of the women are single. They consider themselves single, and 60% of the men are reported single. But only 30% of the women are single. It's pretty clear what the data is showing you. Women are messing with the same small percentage of men. Women are messing with the same dudes. They're sharing men. It's very simple. Women only find a small percentage of men attractive. So they are, whether they know it or not, they are sharing the same men. It's very, very, very simple. And the rest of the dudes that are just left out to dust, they're just not even trying, because they realize they don't even have a shot. And if they do, they're gonna have to do way more. I'm talking about astronomically more than the men even in the past, just for the woman to look his way, or for the woman to so-called give him a shot, just to give him a chance. And so dudes are like, nah, the juice is not worth the squeeze. Especially knowing that the guys that the average woman is attracted to, the guy doesn't even have to do anything. She's gonna do most of the work.
Especially for young women who are capable of getting pregnant. Your ability to make decisions about your own body plays a huge role in your views of your partner. They're going to want a partner who's going to support them in making the medical decision, the reproductive health decision that's best for them, who's not going to vote against their best interests, right? And not vote against their own dignity and also the dignity of other people. And with young men today being more likely to identify as moderate or Republican, it's a dangerous game for young women who are trying to date young men.
No. Women are requiring way more from the men that they don't find attractive. So whether it be politics, whether it be whatever, you're not tall enough, whether you're not attractive enough, so you got to do this, So if you're not her quote unquote type, right? If she feels like she's settling for you, these are the standards that you must reach. You have to make six figures. You need to be this tall. You need to be this. You need to be voting liberal. You must be liberal. You can't be. So these are the rules that she sets for the men that she doesn't find attractive. That's all that is. This whole thing that, oh, women are just making better decisions with their body. No, it's not that deep. it's not that deep. Women are setting impossible standards for the men that they don't even want in the first place, and the dudes are just like, this is not worth it. It's very, very, very simple. And because of this, women are now, whether they know it or not, they're sharing the same men. And every time we say this, look, ladies, you guys are sharing the same men. This is why a lot of you guys are running into a brick wall when it comes to dating. You guys are dating the same men, if not the same men, but the same type of men, and getting the same results, and blaming all men for the results of the few that you date. This is very, very simple stuff, but this so-called relationship expert is just I don't even know how she can come to this kind of conclusion.
Ignoring the big, huge cultural shifts that have happened, particularly for young people in the last 5 to 10 years, is doing a disservice to understanding these data. Women aren't being more choosy, okay? They want a partner who's going to respect and value them, and that.
Just off the statistics alone, yes, you first of all, you just explained why that women were being choosy. You just said in your hypothesis that women are being more choosy. Do women even listen to themselves when they talk? Even though I think she's wrong on that, but in her hypothesis, she explained politically, right? On a political reason, she made it political on why women are being more choosy. And then in the next sentence, no, women aren't being more choosy.
That's been the truth for a very long time now.
Let's look at her profile, though. This is funny. I don't really understand how you can look at the statistics, the stats, and then come to the conclusion that you come to. But like I said, like, women don't want to hear that. When we try to tell them, you guys are sharing the same dudes. They don't care. They don't even want to hear it. They don't even want to explore it. That's what it is. Because if that's really what it is, then they would have to take accountability for that, which they don't even want to, even though the stats is right there. If you got a stat that's 30% of the women are single, but 60% of the men are single, and there's already way more women than there are men. Like, there's already there's like certain cities where it's like 1 man to 30 women, right? Like, you take the black community, for example. If you were to pair up every black man and every black woman, right, you would still have 6 million black women left over without a man. That's how crazy the gender disparity is. So now, take away the guys that aren't a certain height. Take away the guys that are not attractive to them. Take away all types of if they're gay, blah blah blah. Now you're literally left with literally a small percent. Of course you're gonna be sharing that dude. Of course the dude that she finds attractive, he's gonna have options up the yin yang, right? So let's look at Dr. Rachel's page, right? This is how I know this bitch crazy. First of all, look at her face. Second of all, look at this. Dr. Rachel Vanderbilt, relationship scientist, host of the Relationship Doctor podcast, Quick Dirty Tips, sharing relationship science content on TikTok, PhD in interpersonal communication. This bitch has a PhD in interpersonal communication. That she has a degree literally in nothing. These are the degrees that a lot of these women are bragging about. And you look at you have a PhD in what? Interpersonal communication? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But I already know this woman, she don't know what the hell she talking about. We already knew. Just the fact that you can take Pew Research statistics and make it political and blame it on or blame it on politics and women taking a stance politically. I mean, that, first of all, when it comes to women in politics, they just don't mix. Women, they don't stand on what they believe in when it comes to them being a liberal or conservative. They're just pro. When it comes to politics, women are just pro women. You know what I mean when I say that? It's not, oh, she's a liberal. No, she's just pro women. That's it. Anything that benefits the woman, that's her party. Anything that benefits women, that's the party. That's her God that she worships. That's what she stands on, right? That's what the average broad stands on, right? But anyways, let me know what you think about her. Let me know what you think about this content. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.